My name is Darin Mahoney and I'm from Chino Valley, Arizona. I play the acoustic guitar. I got into playing from watching a band when I was a little kid. For the first time, I just saw the guy playing this guitar and I thought, man, that's what I want to do. So it was a few years after that my parents bought me my first guitar. My sound is a melting pot of a lot of different styles. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Will Ackerman from Windham Hill Records. But I grew up kind of, listening to Roy Clark and Chet Atkins, John Denver. He was a huge influence for me as far as the acoustic guitar goes. And then as I got older, obviously I started getting more into Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, the old England boys, Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton, and so with all that, the styles just, I'd try to emulate them, but then I would move on. So it felt like it was a growing pot of music stew, influence stew, if you will. I ran into C.A.R.E. Finzer at a benefit concert up in Greer, Arizona. I was playing with another artist, and we were on the stage playing, and when the stage manager came up and asked if we'd be interested in having this flute player come up and play a couple songs with us, so we invited her up, and she was amazing. I was kind of working on a new album in the process, just a solo thing, and I thought, wow, that flute could go quite a few places in my songs. So after the show, we exchanged business cards, and she gave me a call. I came and I recorded on her album, one of the Sanctuary albums, and then I brought her into the studio to record with me. And as we were doing that, we just thought, wow, this is a really great sound. Why don't we just do an album together? And that's why when we came out with Transformation. When I collaborate with somebody, you bring something to the table, and each other tries to swap ideas. And I don't mean swap ideas by talking, this is what I want to do here or what I want to do there. Mentally, you connect. And that's where I believe the songs from the heart come from, hence the Heart Dance Records. Yeah, I just like the collaboration as far as when people get together and you connect on a mental level, and out of that comes this beautiful piece. Man, that feels great. Everyone's we are honored to just be nominated, but we're really proud of this album. When we brought Will Clipman in on this project, it just was one of those things that just felt right. It fit together, and the music we created, each one of them songs is like our baby. And to see the album start to get some notoriety, and as well as being nominated, it was just a huge honor. So yeah, we go to New Orleans this May for the awards show, and just best of luck to everybody in the category. But we want to win. Well, at the time I was telling you earlier about meeting C.A.R.E. up in Greer, I was playing with another artist, and she was doing her thing, and I wasn't enjoying what I was doing anymore, and I kind of got the impression that she wasn't enjoying it, what she was doing. And when we decided to do this album together, it kind of felt like we decided just to close the door behind us that each of us in that life we're living, and we decided to walk through another door together and travel on this trail together. When we opened up for with the artist I was playing for at the time at the Cardinals football stadium, we had the opportunity to open up for Kenny Chesney and Keith Urban, and that's an experience that every young kid strapping on a guitar wants to experience. That huge stadium sound, to be able to go up and toe the line at the end of the stage and lean back with your guitar and just let it rip. And I did that. It was fun. It was grand. I appreciate that moment. I know they say you should play for one person as if it was 1,000, but I can feel the energy a little bit more when it's focused in there, and you can tell people are hanging on every note. When I got diagnosed with stage 4 liver cancer and told I only had a few months to live, it was as anybody, it was very eye-opening. I realized how much I had squandered my life away, and how much I had missed, how much I was gonna miss, and the things that I didn't have the chance to do. So
with that, you know, there was a lot of regrets, and I realized at that moment that if I was to get through this, I was going to do the things I've always wanted to do. We're only here for a short time, and what we do with that, you know, I'm not worried about saving up my pennies so I can retire in a retirement home. Like that old saying is, I want to run up and slide right into my grave and go, what a ride. And so after the sickness, that was when I was telling you earlier about, I decided I wanted to build a guitar, so I went to the school. And then, you know, to go to Nashville and go to the Ryman and go to the Grand Canyon, and, you know, I met the most wonderful person, my wife Amy. Been together for, married to almost 20 years. And I'd have missed all that. So when people do ask me, I do tell them that cancer was the worst thing that ever happened to me, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Music is, it's everything to me. It's always been a friend. It's always been a vehicle for me to convey my feelings and to meet people. I'm pretty, you may not know it, but I don't like crowds so much to where I have to try to mingle with people and talk with them. It's just, it feels really foreign to me. I would rather just be natural. And music has kind of given me that opportunity to do that. You know, and I think that's probably the biggest thing for me, is now that I'm able to record and have my music heard throughout the world. I get emails and I get, you know, messages that how much my music affected them and helped them out in that moment. And man, if it's all I did the rest of my life, that's perfect for me. Right now I'm working on a solo album, yet to be titled, but I'm working on some new songs that are kind of reflecting what's going on in my life right now, which is very positive, but I also want the music to touch the listeners. And you know, songs don't come easy for me. Sometimes it might take a year, it might take a couple years, sometimes it only takes a few minutes, but I kind of have to let that process happen naturally. You can find me on Facebook at Darin Mahoney, yeah, my website at www.darinmahoney.net, and on YouTube.